Hellcat.
Alrighty, good evening everybody, how you guys doing? Hellcat Death here with you, with Cutter Deeply, and also Happy Gilmore himself. I'd like to welcome you guys to Tank Talk Live. We're doing some extra stuff this evening for a precursor to huge announcements that will be helping I guess the community even more, so let's get right down to it. Cutter Deeply, how you doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And then how about you there? So here's the story really fast. So Magic Mike was a very hot topic and discussion, and we decided that Michael, the commentator, shall be called Magic Mike. Well, now this made Dex upset because he practiced years on those dance moves. And then he said, and so he decided to go ahead. He's like, I'm like, what else do you like to do? Me and him went out, and he's like, I really like golf, but he couldn't handle the rule book and all the paperwork that's apparently 3-4 inches tall. And he got drunk at the first PGA tour he was at and decided to play like Happy Gilmore. So he got kicked the hell out. And so I didn't know this backstory. If I would have known that, I would have been like, dude, drop the dancing act, you know, and yeah, lead out with this all day long. It's like gold. But yeah, so Dex is now it's gonna be now Happy Gilmore. So welcome Dex, or Happy.
Thanks for having me.
Freaking crazy. You're a nut, man. Nut. So
well, just don't get me around alligators.
Don't get you around alligators. Okay, we're cool. Alright, so having a lot of fun this evening. We do plan on having some special guests in here a little bit later. Everybody's favorite commentator, voted by Anarchy himself. It was a pretty close victory. It was a tie, so they had to get the FBI involved and make sure that Anarchy, well, he voted for himself and against himself. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, most voted best commentator goes out to Anarchy. Should be coming on with us here later. Right down the road. I think he's eating dinner. So, we have to give him a break on that. So everything during the week, it's been a crazy week here. I'm gonna pull up the vault. New ranks came out and people went nuts. I know I got messaged quite a bit of, so that does that mean we can do call outs on the teams above us? And I'm like, hell yeah, you want to do it. That's the name of the game. Call out those guys above you. If you guys don't get along, settle the difference on the battlefield or hate each other even more after the battle because one lost. Who knows? Maybe we can make a rivalry. Make it the old Undertaker versus Kane type scenario. Anyway, so when the ranks came out on Sunday, let's go ahead and just do that really fast here. A lot of big movers. Big change in the gold division. Their Cutter, I know you keep a close eye on that gold division. Just keep an eye on your
yes, I do.
Your competition.
Oh yeah.
And
yes, sir.
DP took out TNG. TNG getting nudged out by points. So DP coming up in the world very quickly. Now knocking on 7F's door. 7F's hasn't appeared on our show or done a tournament that has been publicly released other than after the Russian tournament, so they're kind of peaked right now, I guess, is if you would want to say.
Right, yeah.
And
yeah, you got to make a showing if you want the points.
Exactly. And we've always put this down is that this is a competitive league. It's a very competitive community, and everybody wants to be better than everybody. So, yep, come out and do your thing. And let's move down here. Mortals slash Panda. I just combined those two because here lately they've been running either or together. It's kind of hard on
Very
that.
nice.
So we just Panda was right there any which way in the running. They were in sixth. By no means if they split up, say for the WCL, that they would split again. I know a pretty good bit of the guys in Panda, so it would definitely get reset in there somewhere. But NFTG sliding down just one slot, they got edged out by yet again some points. UNL doing a great job last week, man. They were banging it out. Made some good appearances and some good wins, so they're up to sixth. A lot of people wondering about 9th and 10th. Well, I know of at least two teams, with one team that left and then one team got bumped down. And so what this is, if you're in the silver division, we also look at this. Do I want to put Nightmare against 7F, or do I want to put Nightmare against, DP? You don't want to do that. Cutter, what do you think?
I think you're right. I think that I'm not taking anything away, let's say, from Nightmare, SBA, UGCC, UMFF5, or SKB. But I think honestly, their game just needs to get just a little bit tighter before they're going to be comfortable, playing these gold teams on maybe a weekly or every other weekly basis for sure.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it came down to that what I love, what we love about the silver division is you guys are banging out games like every night. You guys can't get enough. And I know On Your Six is in there now. They're banging around and having fun in there, trying to gain their ranks also.
Trying to get it back, yes sir.
So, it's one of those. I just want to watch a little bit more growth before we'll do some scrim tests and stuff like that, and be off the record type of situation, which it's not all that's going to get counted if you go against them in say a like conquest match or something like that. So
Right.
so that makes a huge difference. So Nightmare, you took over number 1 slot. We had some things there. The 14th position team there, they didn't get as many games in as say the teams above them, so they lost ground in points. So with N, SBA, UGCC all now right there, 1, 2, 3. UGCC did a huge jump. They played like 8 games. 2 of them were for territory, and then 2 of them were against people for the tournament. Pulled in some good victories, so they got UGCC jumped up 4 places.
Very nice. They're a good, strong team. They're going to be some guys to watch in the weeks to come and the months to come for sure. They've got some new. They got a couple new guys that are extremely well versed in good win 8 and stuff like that. And just as a team, they really play solid together.
Yeah, and I'm actually proud to say that I've been able to watch, and a lot of these silver teams, they just make me smile, because I remember streaming some of them in the infancies, and now what they're at, it's awesome knowing that everybody's growing and the competition's getting stiffer. It's no longer a pullover.
Tremendously, Hillscat. I mean, just in let's say maybe 45 to 55 days that On Your Six was on break, man. I mean, just these guys have just made leaps and bounds and improvements in competition play.
Well, you heard it here first, right from Cutter yourself, that you guys are doing a banging job. So That goes out to those silver division teams that did well. Let's talk about some of the droppers really fast. KMD, Law of 8B, they just great teams, just haven't been putting in a whole lot of numbers. 47 Ronin, they're now making their slow march, getting their pace going. And with that, I'm real happy to see those guys get back out on the stage and just not be a WCL thing.
Yeah, they're one of the older clans, man. It's always good to see somebody come back.
Yeah, exactly. Have those older 36 Panzer pulled out some really good games this week also. Some really big name victories against them, and then actually Gold Team, they took it to them. Ended up to be 3-2, but they got some bonus points there for taking 2 games away from a Gold Team. So big shout out to 36 Panzer, great job. They moved up to 20th. And we got Fame out there in action now again. Good to see those guys. They've been popping up and around, doing some Merc matches, stuff like that. Hopefully they get everything going. And then you got On Your 6 with their busy people they've been. Moved up 4 slots just to get some point. Now that they're adding points back onto their base. Big mover of the week.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
We're gonna keep fighting. Our honest plan right now is to really start looking at 11th through 15th. We're coming for you guys. Get a little bit more practice. Get a little bit tighter before we actually try to get tangled up with NFTG and Immortals and DP for sure. Because those guys got their stuff together right now.
Yeah, everybody's turned up the competitive want and desire even more here lately. So that's really good. Especially for a lot of things, especially coming down the horizon. Big movers of the week. Off. So they broke into the silver and now they're up to the 24th position. They did take over a lot of the teams that have points, but they just have not been participating. So yeah, like OGST, Charge, Copham, Ready 5, RC, Welcome to Hell. I had been seeing more action out of the Welcome to Hell camp, so that's a good thing. And then I've also seen some more people coming in with Zeta. So hopefully those guys are getting banged around. I think with WCL releasing with some of their test tournaments, I think a lot of teams have been getting revived.
Yeah, there's definitely something to that, Hills. I mean, whenever they start actually going for this stuff, and some of these guys are actually able to go in and play for some prizing, man, that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, something to at least shoot for, then, because everybody has the bragging rights, and everybody's bragging rights pretty much ran out because that's all we had for so long was bragging rights. So, and then RR3 now cracking the silver division. Great jobs there, guys. You guys have been putting up some solid numbers in the different stuff that you've been doing with the conquest, and then I think you're also over there with the UGCC one. So great job on that. And then let's move on down to Mr. Monday Night's Pride and Joy. That'd be Nerve. NB. Great job to those guys. Round of applause, taking the #1 spot. Don't you think? We've been seeing a lot of them growing here lately, Cutter. Don't you think?
Yeah, New Beginning is actually I've been talking in private chat with a couple of these guys, and New Beginning is actually tied this week with their brother clan Nightmare. whenever they went and had a personal scrim. So honestly, I don't know how long these guys are going to last in the Braun division before they're going to be up in the silver.
Well, that'd be amazing to see, most definitely. I like to get those guys up there to the silver division, give them a little bit more teams to play a little bit harder against.
Mm-hmm. No, right now, hell's looking through this Braun division. I can pick out. I mean, MB, Eye for an Eye, Edis, MLT. Definitely, those four clans have been really active here lately and been putting out some good stuff.
Yes. And speaking of tonight, we have some of those Braun divisions going at it this evening. BK versus VGA. That is a new pickup that has came into Wednesday Night Fights. So thank you for coming over,
Awesome,
VGA.
awesome.
So, and then after that, Eye for an Eye versus NB. So,
Gonna be a great fight.
yeah, most definitely. And then after that, we got a pair of silver division teams, UGCC versus 36 Panzer. So,
Oh wow.
bronze and silver being thrown down this evening on fight night. So, that's pretty amazing. And then hopefully our special guest should be coming in here very soon, I'm hoping, which we can break it down. I know I am going to say to everybody, I promise you, you want to keep eyes on this bronze division, especially with the news that's getting ready to break here in about 4 minutes. We'll get you, there's going to be some amazing games coming up fast and furious for these guys, and maybe some swag to take home to actually, and everything. So that'll be released in 4. Let me find out here, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me one moment here. I guess we're just waiting a couple more minutes here. This was waiting for our special guest, and then I do think, like in the weekend review, I can just go through that really fast. The vault. All right, so let's leak. I know the Poppers are going to be coming out next week. Poppers versus MLT this last Monday. MLT won that one out. Eye for an Eye went against Off. That was actually a really, really good match. Even though it was a 3 and out, that it went down to the bare bones knuckles almost on both that set of matches.
Yeah, those guys were really battling pretty hard.
Yeah, someone was trying to go for the knockout, and they just couldn't quite. So it made it a really good wrestling match. I loved it. It was awesome. And then last battle was On Your 6 versus NB. On Your 6 did take that one, but NB took away with some very valuable learning experiences and some new friends, the way it sounds.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just major props to MB on that. We were a last minute fill in, and I mean that was our first live scrim back after a long hiatus. But for those guys to come in and play our format, which was 768, and hold their own for a pretty decent amount of time in each battle, man, that was awesome. Hopefully we can get more people running that 768 format. Honestly, I'm just a big fan of tier 10s, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, and a lot of the teams, it seems. I almost think that it's a 50-50 blend. I mean, some of the new teams still like running that the tier 10s, and then some are real particular about that 761 format. So,
Yeah.
but I think that barrier is starting to break down finally. So, and then on Wednesday, which would completely hiatus on my end, and I do apologize on that. Leave it to a guy who drives a backhoe.
I thought you said it was a dozer.
Yeah, dozer. Sorry, two different ones. I know. I'm not a heavy equipment operator. Sorry. Anyway, which way, they're doing sewer work here, and they were cutting up and moving stuff out of put in new main sewer lines, the big lines, and he just kept backing up, and whoop, there went the pole. So, so that evening I was not able to stream, but it sounds like there were some really good matches. First one, UGCC versus SBA. How did that go, Happy?
Oh yeah. That one
Man.
went very good and very, very close every single match. Went all the way down to the tiebreaker, and still at the tiebreaker, it was. If one team would have made a mistake in a different point, it would have went completely the other way. Or, yeah.
Yeah, Hills. I mean, you're talking about a 3-2 ending, and I mean, it was just I mean, going down to literally 10% health per side in almost every battle, man. It was just a fight and a half.
And well, that's the way I like it. That's the way everybody likes it. Watching a fight like that, you can never ever go wrong. Give me 2 seconds here. Our special guest is. So let me just blast down the rest of this. SBA versus N. SBA came out 3 and out. And then I heard that one was pretty good. And then also another game with on your 6, and it looked like you ended up taking that one also.
Yeah. We played their map first, Sand River, and it was pretty evenly matched. They were definitely very well prepared for that map, and actually split 1-1 on that map, and then we kind of pulled together and starting to tighten up a little bit though on the second map with mines.
And I do have to admit to this, both teams had quite the showing that night.
Oh, I saw that.
Nearly filled up the whole room.
Yeah, we did.
As soon as I opened it, it was like.
I think UMFF had 12 and we had 13 in there, so it was definitely a full house.
Crazy.
You guys had 14, they had 13.
That's insane,
yeah,
guys.
it was definitely full.
Well, at least you gotta love all your players want to be there and play for you, and enjoy it, but yet again, it makes it hard on a caller trying to get everybody in to play.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Hells, I got something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That 2 weeks, not next Wednesday, but I think the Wednesday after that. I think next Wednesday is like the 6th, so maybe around the 13th or something like that. I think on your 6 and NFTG you're gonna have a clash at with 10-100. So.
Hell yeah. Yeah, keep me updated with the date and everything. Yeah, we'll get something up done.
Awesome, man.
All right. So yep, with all these new rankings and everything that went down, and then also all the other sources that I get for the rankings, and so I can input the numbers. Um, I'm pretty excited because it looks like yet again there's going to be uh, a lot of up and coming moving guys. So, like people moving up, if they move down, well, it just means they had a bad week and recoup and give it another whirl. And then,
And our special guest just joined the party.
hello. I want to welcome everybody here to welcome the liaison to acornesports.com and a good friend of ours. Um, on here, she has Mrs. B, but everybody else knows her. How you doing there, Blood? Sorry about that. Hard swallow.
I'm doing well, Hells. Thank you for the welcome.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And of course, thank you for coming out this evening. I know it's a pretty spectacular evening, I have to say, and I know pretty exciting also.
Oh yes, we've been looking forward to this for a while now. I'm glad to see start day finally get here.
Yeah. All right, so everybody that might as well cut right to the chase and get right down to the nuts of the ordeal. So, what we got going on here for here, I could just even read down the advertisement, I guess, and make it a little easier than doing a whole bunch of free ad lib. Well, everybody's been listening to me talking about this new tournament that'd be coming up, and it'd be for tiers through 4 through 6. Well, the tournament is now being released. Some of the information got released today to the Discord pages and then got blasted out across the net, which is awesome. The New Blood tournament coming here to the World of Tanks. WNF working in conjunction with Acorn Esports bring you the New Blood tournament. It'd be 735, so yes, that is that'd be 7 tier 5 tanks, and then it's a 10-man locked roster, so a 7-man team with 3 alts. You can bring any tank you want, except for on those premium tanks. No more than 2, and no more of 1 of the same type. And then for when you pick your regular tanks, it's only 2 of one sort also, so only 2 M4s, or I don't know. Is the Chinukai a tier 5 also? That little 3-round auto booster?
Well, it's not an autoloader, but it is Chinukai is a tier 5.
Okay. But and even the 2 OI experimentals, those are some tier 5s that can bring the pain.
Yeah.
So, and then also the AMX ELC BIS, everybody's favorite tier 5 light tank. So, Blood, how's everybody in the Acorn camp going this evening? How excited are they about all the festivities coming online with you guys and with us?
I think it's kind of a mixture of excitement and relief. You know, there's always a huge build up to, something of this magnitude. This is, a very unusual type of tournament. We at Acorn and, in conjunction with you guys at WNF, this is not something that, is commonplace in any tournament, let alone, World of Tanks. So it's excitement for what, the future is going to bring to it, and a sense of relief that, all the hard work that we've done leading up to today is finally going to pay off. It's always that last week before start date is always so stressful. But I think it's excitement, and, it's that 50-50, take a deep breath, but bouncing around like a little 4-year-old on Christmas morning too. So,
Yeah.
That's like every day for me.
right?
So yeah, with
I feel that way every time I check my email.
yeah. That could be taken many, many ways. But yeah,
Right?
so what we got coming down the board here for all these new tankers. So, Acorn themselves has teams that have contacted them. Um, and Acorn has been in conjuncture with them. You want to tell us a little bit about that, there, Blood?
Acorn, well, a little bit of back to kind of understand where we're coming from. Um, our owner and founder, Mr. Trimmer, as he's known on the console, has been an avid tanker since the 360 days. And when he first came up with the idea of, our store, our site, acornesports.com, one of the things he really wanted to focus on was the little guys. The teams, the communities, the clans that don't normally, have a spotlight on them, whether they be new or they're just really small. Even some of the ones, especially that have never competed before, whether it be professionally or semi-pro, Um, so this has been a very long goal of his, is to coordinate with a group such as yourselves to facilitate the little guys getting to be able to, get their foot out in the competitive, whether they want to make, a long-term thing of competing or they just want to compete for fun. So with him trolling, I wouldn't say trolling, that's not appropriate, but from playing, himself avidly for many years, Lace on set, and she's also a tanker. Um, they have been able to reach out on the console level to a lot of the smaller communities, the smaller teams that didn't even know about WNF, because they just weren't high enough up in the ranking, whether it be Win 8 or, actual tournaments that WOT has held. They've reached out to them, they've reached out to us, and shown a real interest in this. So we're hoping to bring, a lot of, as the tournament's name is, new blood to WNF and give them the opportunity to experience the community that you guys have built around World of Tanks.
Yeah, and that's typically, the name of the game anymore. Um, get the teams in here because teams, they break up and they go, and then they merge into other ones, and then you have a lot of influx of players of just the pubs that doesn't know all this what goes in the background of the game and what drives the game to continue forward while everybody's going, yeah, it's just a tanks game, but they don't know about the competitive side of it. So it's good to have that new, fresh influx of all these players, because then, there's going to be diamonds in the roughs. There's going to be those people that stick out, and they just kind of fall into the lap of, like, calling, Cutter always needs to go against another caller. He loves competition.
I do. I really do.
And so, I mean, and having
I,
this... Go ahead, sir.
I mean, I'm gonna just say that I think this is awesome, man. You guys picked probably one of the best tiers for a new blood tournament. I mean, tier 5 is so universal, man. You've got your heavy tanks with the big derp cannons. You've got speed in your light tanks. You've got mediums that have good DPM with enough troll armor to be able to survive, man. So I think this is a good thing, a really good thing.
Yeah, and we'll get more into these tanks here very shortly. Thanks for bringing that up and reminding me. But yeah, I mean, so having this new influx is gonna help bring in and then, rejuvenize the population and for this. And I'm glad that that everybody's able to take part in this new experience that is coming that is coming out. Yet again, you guys can reach us out here. I know a lot of you guys are on YouTube, and then also there's a few of you on Twitch firing it up. So I want to welcome all those guys. Just to do a quick recap, refresh. Sitting here talking with Bloodsinger here from Acorn Esports, talking about the new Blood Tournament. This is running without a delay. This is live, so if you have any questions, contact us there on YouTube or on Twitch, and I will get those right out to it. This guy talking over whiskey. Interesting. Anyway, Trey, we're going to continue on now with these tanks that Wednesday night fights advised Acorn that, I mean, Acorn came to us and wanted these lower tiers for these new bloods and stuff like this, and I'm like, yeah, that would definitely work. And we never really wanted to go into tier 6 because there are some super tanks that would just be completely defeat the purpose of the game and the tournament. And so, and then tier 4, there is a lot of good tier 4s, but tier 5 really rounds it out. I mean, you could have a 2-man group of M4s, you know, doing their thing, or a pair of, you know, well, here, let's talk premiums real fast. I knew everybody, when it got originally said about tier 5, everybody went PZ54. What other tier 5 premium tank would you think of there, Cutter?
Oh man, just straight out the gate, KV220 is just a massive heavy premium tank. I mean, I know they also have the Bogatyr, but I mean, those things are just kryptonite for probably about 70% of the tier 5 tanks if you're not using premium ammo. It's probably number one. I know it just got released today, the GF T34, I think that is. That thing has some pretty troll front armor already that I'm seeing.
Interesting. Yeah,
Oh,
I've
there's
not checked that one out just quite yet. And then,
but it's gonna.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean, there's no bounds to tier 5. I mean, you have your T67 with just incredible speed, the ability to shoot. It's got a good quick fire cannon on it. I mean, you've got that for TDs. You also have the Russian TDs. Even your Germans aren't going to be bad whatsoever. Not many hit points on the toaster, but I mean, it still has a little bit of gun depression, and it can still put a shot into you if you're not watching yourself. Oh, I think a lot of what's going to boil down to on these tier 5s is the crews these guys have, honestly.
Yes. Exactly. Definitely getting those crews in there. I mean, having a 5-perk crew in there compared to somebody that has, you know, they played the game, they enjoyed the game, they just didn't play it competitively, so they didn't care about their win rate. But these guys that stayed down here in these lower tiers because of reality, you know, of the realism, that got good on, say, well, even, let's break it down to, here, let's pull up a little bit of listings here. Say a guy that spent out a lot of time in the KV1S. That the tank in itself is scary, but if you add in a really good crew into it, it goes from a scary tank to a I'm glad there's only going to be 2 allowed type tanks.
Definitely, yeah. Always watch out for your Russian heavies.
Yeah, I think that they're going to be a good meta. I know we talk about that in the higher tiers, but down here in these lower tiers, maybe in that tier 5, you know, running the KV2s. I mean, I don't know about a lot of the Germans. I mean, the VK30H is pretty decent. The Leopard's a beast. And with that thing, speed and rapid fire, that one's going to be a scary light tank to bring into a situation like that. So
Definitely going to be very interesting. I'm pretty excited.
so yeah, and then Mr. Happy Gilmore, which tier 5 would you like to would you think that you would roll down with it if you had access to this tournament?
That's the key thing. If I had access, uh, captured KV1 or tier 5 light.
All right.
Those, because you can with those tier 5 lights, you can get the view range to get everyone spotted up, and it still is very potent for its tier.
Yes.
Because it's literally designed to go after tier 7s, and it's
Yeah,
only going to be facing tier 5s.
And well, that's gonna be the scary thing is a lot of those tanks, those tier 5 light tanks. I think that they're gonna have a lot of fun in it, and see how people handle themselves and able to go against the KVs and the OI experimentals. And correct me if I'm wrong, is the Kaiju a 5 or a 6?
6.
It
That's
is a
just
6.
OI. Premium OI.
Yeah.
So,
So
otherwise, the other one I do
go ahead.
have to worry about, I just thought of, the SU-100. No,
Yeah.
SU-85, sorry.
The SU-85 and the SU-585I, yeah, that one would be a good scary one, especially in the hands of someone in your status. But here in our status, yet again, I don't mean to leave blood out of the story. So in correlation, Wednesday Night Fights and Acorn, we agreed to come up with something to combat the ultra combat guys that are like world championship players. Blood, how did we end up fixing that small problem and the hiccup?
Well, we're going to be using the Win 8 ratings so that we don't have, a team of 7 guys, that are 5 are just super heavy hitters. Been competing steadily since, World of Tanks competition came through. By setting the Win 8 at 1650, I believe. Is that right? That sounds right?
Yep.
It's to ensure that, we give, since the tournament is for the little guys, the newer people to competitive, World of Tanks console, it gives them a better chance, because we want them to come in there and have a good time. And let's be honest, nobody has a good time just coming in and getting totally steamrolled. That's no fun for anybody. And it makes for a really short match too, so. And we want it to be entertaining not only to, the viewers, of course, but to the people actually competing.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing. We've definitely did our best. Acorn brought this up to us, and how can we manage this? And then us as Wednesday Night Fights, we kind of know you guys in the community. We kind of, we can tell some, it's one of those things. So maybe 1 or 2 people may squeak by as super units, as they're called. Match, highly doubt it, but it's still possible. But it's one of those with, I think, reducing it to this, 1650, that they would be like, they would understand and be like, oh, okay, let's help out those. And then so I know for the first beginning of the registration, which did start today, so if you're watching this fresh and you have a team that you have a hell of a team built, and y'all guys have some good tier 5s in your corners, sign on up, check it out. Go over to www.acornesports.com, and then Blood, I'll let you finish everything from there really fast. Oh, Blood, hello.
Yeah, sorry, I had a mouthful of pizza. I won't even lie.
Oh, it's okay. I stepped away from the PC. I didn't know if I was connected.
No, you're fine. Crap, man, my brain derailed. It does that a lot, so you'll kind of have to go with me on this.
Oh, no
Um,
problem.
we're the registration, correct?
Yep, registration up
Okay.
on Acord side.
Yes, if you go to acornesports.com right now or today or anytime during the registration period, you'll notice on our front page that we have a very large banner posted up there for everybody to see. You click on that, and that will take you to a brief overview of, what the tournament is about. And there are links embedded in there that will take you to the actual rules and regulations of this tournament. Um, we do ask that uh, all communities and clans that will be competing one of the things is to get into the Discord server that you guys have provided for everybody to use for the community. We also do ask that, for registration purposes, they do get their communities signed up on acornesports.com. So that we can make sure that they get the proper representation, and that all members of the team must be signed up on acornesports.com, registered, I should say. And the reasoning for that is because our prizes for the winners of this tournament are a T-shirt for each person on the team. And to be able to do that, we got to know where to send it to. These T-shirts are going to have the tournament logo on the front. And then the names of every single team that will be competing will be on the back of it. It will also say on the back that you guys are the winners. And we're hoping to be able to put the gamer tags on there as well as the names of all the teams that are competing. So those are really the only three things you guys have, that the competitors, the teams want, have to do, is to, get into the WNF Discord server, which you guys have provided links. The links are also there on the acornesports.com rules and regulation page. And then, get signed up with Acorn. So it's not really too hard. Not a bunch of hoops to jump through or anything like that. You don't have to buy credits or, any of that stuff that's typical for most tournaments nowadays. It's really just get your teams together, load your tubes, and come out and have a good time.
Sounds great. And then also, I'm going to be posting links throughout the evening in the Twitch chat and also the YouTube. This will be links to Acorn Esports. So if your little fingers feel tired and not want to type, just make sure you just click and you at least get over there and possibly register your team if you're all in a party playing tonight. Hopefully not that you're watching our stream, but if you're playing, you're playing. And then I want all the people to think about this over the Labor Day weekend. We're going to have some fun with this. Let it dwell in the back end of your brain over the weekend. Talk to some of your buddies, be like, yeah, this tournament's going on. So with all that talk, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be a Saturday and a Sunday. It will be 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. So it's still plenty enough time for the West Coasties. For you to get up and around, at least have a good breakfast. Maybe talk to the kiddies, or if you're one of the young ones playing the game, talk to your parents and be like, all right, should be nice and reserved. This shouldn't take very long for day one. We're going to have plenty of rooms open. We've got a grove of moderators, referees, to run this. And we'll have enough rooms open so everybody can get in and out and along with their afternoon relatively quickly. And then we will tell you round 1 and round 2 will be held that day, and then the rest of the subsequent rounds will be held the next day. There will be, of course, live presentations, live commentary with all of this. We're going to stream as many of these matches as we can. They're going to be spread across a list of streamers that we put on Discord, and then I will throw it also over towards Acorn, the list of streamers that to watch that morning or afternoon where you are in our wondrous world. The times are non-negotiable. It is 1 o'clock Eastern. There is no change in it. Um, Rooms will be open 15 minutes prior. You could check in then, or into the room, or you can wait. We want you in both teams in and ready in the room so we can get everything tidied up and get the room locked down. Because a lot of random people like to just join in, but we have to make sure everything's cleared up with everybody. I know I'm doing a lot of rambling, but this is I'm going through the small fine print that you don't have to read. So, uh, but yeah, and then everybody will be seated. I will have the link at all times up on the Discord, and also the updated link to Acorn themselves for the brackets. Give me just 2 seconds. So I will keep an updated bracket picture, either me or one of my staff, for the during the competition, so everybody knows exactly what's going on. It'll be updated every 15 to 20 minutes, and so we would have everything covered on that end. And I tell you what, I know for a fact, if you're being held back by a broken controller, have no fear. Some of the nuts at Acorn are here. They can hook you up with controllers. Do you feel down and feel blue? Well, they have some good organics over there at Acorn Esports that will definitely help you out, perk you up in your spirits and stuff like that. Do you want a Wednesday night fight like hoodie or something like that? We will be having a sale that day for our stuff. We're gonna work it out with for Acorn there. See what we can do if you like a code work or something. If we can work with something, we'll figure out something. Go ahead, Cutter.
Yeah, you guys got to get in on this, man, because I mean, like here, the esports are going to be in the Olympics next time it rolls around. I mean, that's just a incredible stride forward. And I mean, if you can get you something embroidered as a gamer, I mean, let's face it, chicks already like nerds. You know, they've moved off the jocks now, so you know, gamers are next in line. Get you some gear, man.
Let's see here. What's up there, Cold Body Count? What did I way to sell false promises? What false promises am I trying to tell you? Let me know about that. They're cold. So yeah, and then just some of the other ones. Registration period for this tournament. You have to be registered both on Acorn Esports with them, with all of your members and stuff like that. They have safe encryption. It is good to go. On there. Go do some shopping while you're getting your team registered. Have your whole team come in there and see what the whole thing is about. And just think, if you break a controller, say a week out of the tournament, why don't you go over there and say hello to Bloodsinger? Maybe she can get you guys hooked up with a controller that from over there at Acorn Esports.
And we're also available in the WNF server. You know, if anybody has any questions, if they have trouble with their, getting signed up, or they just need to talk to somebody and they want more information about Acorn, like I said, I'm in there. Just at me, and I'll answer any question you can throw my way.
Awesome. And then over for the Wednesday night fights portion, really fast. So on the New Blood registration, the link is now open. The room. There is an example for your how to post your team in the Discord registration. Now, I do want to remind everybody, the last time we had any type of tournament situation before this, we sold out. and really fast. So I want all of these the new teams. That's why we're getting this registration. They're opening it up way earlier um, than what the bronze division teams are allotted. So we want to get those new teams in here, and then the free for all will open up to the bronze division and let the bronze division get hooked up. But you just got to remember, it's easy. It's easy. We're also including all of the links and everything for the Win 8 to figure out your team. Easy. So what you're going to do is with that Win 8, you're going to go to www.whatclans.com.br. Type it. You can go search efficiency, and I'm going to do a whole week of this to making sure and everything else. If you have any questions, shoot all of us, an on Discord to ask us the question. It's completely open to everybody, and I hope they enjoy it. Blood, was there any closing thoughts that you had there, ma'am?
Not that I can think of. Really, we're just super excited to get everything started. Really, we're hoping that this isn't just a one-time thing. We're planning for it to be a continuous thing, to keep new people, in the loop about not only what WNF is doing, but the fact that, World of Tanks does have, a competitive side, that you don't have to, be this huge community or, this gold level team to compete in. So I think it's really going to go well. Can you actually DM me a disposable link? Because I'm having trouble passing out the link for the check-in.
Okay.
It's not wanting to work for me.
I will get you a link.
Awesome. Thank you.
In a matter of moments. And then, Cutter, do you have any other like closing thoughts?
I'm really ready to see this, and I will apologize kinda to everybody because if you happen to get into battle with me, I've been dropping out of party chat and into game chat and giving my whole 2 cents about this whole thing, and jumping into random parties with guys I don't know, and just pushing this thing along. There's been a lot of clans that I've found here lately that I have never seen before. So if you get trolled by me, don't be mad.
Oh yeah, that's me actually working there, guys. I told all of my moderators and all my other guys, other than the directors, they have their hands full enough already. WNF has boots on the ground. That's not to be mistaken with pants on the ground, the leader of N. But pants on the we have boots on the ground out there, ground pounding to everything, getting out there talking to the public, getting everything. So you might get visited by a new friend, possible, maybe.
Just hope it's not me.
Yeah, well, okay, whatever they're happy. Happy? Any your thoughts?
Not right at this moment.
Not at this moment. Okay.
I've been trying to get the 8 o'clock match set up.
No problem. Sounds good. So yeah, we got that one coming up. VGA versus BK. Just kind of waiting for the VGA guys to show up here. First map will be on. Is this Ravage Capital? First map out there, Dex?
Yep.
Sweet.
BK requested it.
I'm glad people are enjoying that. We tried to pioneer that, having that. Oh, thank you for reminding me. That actually reminds me over here on on the New Blood tournament maps. We're having fun with them, and we did do some considerations with the maps, and all of the rules and all of that will be posted up here just subsequently here very shortly for everybody, for the world to see, for the New Blood tournament. So I think we're good to go, guys. I think maybe we can shut down the stream, refire this up into the Friday Night Fight format, and take on our delay. So, does anybody want to say anything before we go?
We did miss as far as tanks go, we did miss one particular tree, and that is the British tree, man. I don't care what you're in or what you're driving. If you come around the corner and there's an AT2, a Churchill, or anything like that sitting there, man, you're gonna back up and run. So those guys did point that out in chat.
Yeah, no, that was completely right. I mean, even American tier 5s, there's some really good tier 5s, and then there's some really poopy ones. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome to see the different spectrum paths. Speaking of which, we have a little bit of time. Why not? I'll say it. So during the week, we're going to do an extravaganza of a whole bunch. We're going to have meet and greets with some of the top players in the world for World of Tanks community, console community. We're going to have seminars for the captain and co-captain of the teams. You know, proper tank lineups, proper, you know, helping with the strat, you know, helping with strats, with the set of maps and everything like that. And then also during the whole week, we're also on Wednesday on Meltdown on Wednesday Night Fights, and also on Friday Night Fights. We're going to be bringing you guys blockbuster like matches that are pay-per-view quality. So trust me, it's not going to be another McGregor. Oh, I just botched that one. McGregor, blah, scenario. So let's definitely check it out during the week. Is there anything else, Cutter? You see the room while I'm trying to stretch the time.
Yeah, I know the VGA's not quite in. I just want to say that I appreciate Bloodsinger taking time out of her day to come in here and go ahead and converse with us, and you know, give everybody the rundown on what's going to be going on and what's going to be happening now and in the future.
Oh yeah, not a problem at all. I mean, we're here to help, you know, any and everybody. That's just kind of how we do. So,
awesome.
I mean, like I said, if anybody has any questions, you know, before the tournament, after the tournament, you know, even questions not related to the tournament, you know, I'm always available. Just at me in the server. You can either, you know, at my name, Bloodsinger, or you can at, you know, the Acorn Esports merchandising, and I'll get right to it. So, I am at your disposal.
Awesome. I know you had to make this short and sweet and to the point. So I did want to say thank you for coming out. We do have a question. Anything planned to get EU teams involved?
The only thing stopping EU teams is them going to sign up. I mean, we scheduled it, you know, for 1 o'clock so that the EU teams can compete. So this is open worldwide. If you play tanks on Xbox One and you got Discord and you have internet connection, the only thing stopping you from competing in this tournament is your Win 8 and you. That's it.
Well said.
The more the merrier.
And at that point, you can say Bloodsinger just came in and dropped the mic.
Yeah, kind of. I didn't even realize that. But, I mean, there is no, you know, we can't compete or we can't join or register because we're in Australia or we're in Sweden or we're in France. I know there are worldwide tournaments going on, you know, all over the place, all the time for multiple games. And this is to bring that, you know, the entire tanking community together and offer this to everybody. If you guys have the right win 8 and you have people that want to have a good time and compete, then by God, let's go. Let's have fun.
Well, yeah, exactly. And this is the thing. If you guys just think that we're just going to have these small tournaments just for the, you know, for the bronze teams, you don't know what's in the coming up the mix on the pipe. I know of at least 2. One is tier 10, that will be an open forum. And then we would like still. I know I talked with Mr. Trimmer. There is other plans with also Acorn, doing more tournaments. So, yet again, Hell's Cat has the crystal ball in front of him, and I see what's coming, but I ain't gonna tell you.
I don't know. Sometimes you drop secrets. You're terrible.
Yeah. Sometimes I can't hold it in. Sometimes it's kind of crazy, you know. I get so excited for the community and everything that's coming for them, and I let stuff slip. I do. I try. It is something I am trying to work on, and so Beaver won't tell me. Like, he's like, I won't tell you what this next set of grouping will be for so and so, and I'm like, fine. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can't help it. The community's a drug, and I need AA. Oh, so we're still VGA slowly starting to get in here. All right, sweet. All right, guys. So I'm gonna shut down the stream just for about well, enough to restart a 5-minute delay on this. So from everybody here, Wednesday night fights. Thank you for joining Tank Talk Live. A lot of great stuff still coming down the pipe. Yeah, I guess that's about it. All right, here we go.
We'll be right back, guys.
All right, no problem.
Faster. Coming like a Hellcat.